All right, Shalom. It's the brother Mawasar.
Shalom, the brother Shema all.
And you see the title, we're going into praying for one another. It's something that's not really talked about. Everybody kind of pray for themselves, but it's all over the scriptures that we supposed to pray for each other. You're supposed to love your neighbors yourself. So I'm gonna let the brother kick it off.
Right. See it, man. Pray for one another.
All right.
Israel go through a lot behind closed doors. And sometimes brothers and sisters don't really say anything. They I'm enduring and I'm decent, things of that manner. You don't always have to ask someone for prayer requests. You should just pray for them, especially if they ask, especially if they answer the question you ask by asking them, do they have a prayer request? I mean, you already know, to an extent of what they need prayer for. You might as well just throw those up through the spirit, right? Because our forefathers pray for you. They pray for the nation. You got Moses, you got Samuel, right? Our forefathers pray for each other. And as prophecies going on, as wickedness is increasing and demons is starting to swift out, you should always pray for one another, right? I'll pray to the Most High. So I'm gonna bring this out. I'll start with Romans chapter 10. All right. This is Romans chapter 10, verse 1. It says, brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved. Right. So you got Paul, he was praying for the nation. Right. We should have the same spirit. Paul prayed for Yasharallah to be saved, man. And we all want to be saved. We got to endure to the end. But that's when you have to throw those prayers up, for yourself and the body included that, hey, we can be saved in this thing. Right. Just to bring out one of the brothers, Jersey Philly, um, shalom to those brothers. They post a video of somebody getting persecuted, getting scanned. Right. He got his head scanned and they opened his chest. That can happen to one of us. Right. And that's why we have to throw those prayers up that we endure. Right. I'm gonna read that again. It says, brother, in my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved. Right. And we all want to be saved in this thing, man. Right. That Yahweh Bashem Yahushua show us mercy and we endure to the end. So you gotta pray for that, not just for yourself, but for others. Right. I got another precept as well. First, Second Peter. Because that's like giving alms, man. That's real love. Love ain't all about just giving somebody money and they always open the door for somebody or making sure they have a chair or saying, hey, bro, you want to play the game? Huh? You can play my game. You can play as long as you want. That ain't real love. Praying for your brother and sister and your family, that's what real love is, right? The Most High likes to see that, right? I'm gonna get Second Peter, right? Second Peter chapter 1. Do you got it up? It's the book of Second Peter chapter 1. I'm gonna get right to it. Verse 7. It said, to godliness, brotherly kindness, right? And to brotherly kindness, charity. Hey, that's giving alms, man. You don't always have to give money, right? You don't always have to give off the shirt off your back, which is a good thing. But when you pray for someone sincerely, you want that brother to increase. You want that brother to fight the demons that he may not be confessing towards the body or anything like that, right? It's people like I say, people dying behind closed doors. Everybody is not the same. The Most High made everybody different, right? So everybody's not gonna have that same spirit as you, where you can go through the precepts and fight things of that manner, right? So I'm gonna read that again. And godliness, and to godliness, brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness, charity. And that's brotherly kindness, man. That's love right there. But you gotta
The brother bringing it out, man. I want to go to the book of James right quick because James touched on prayer. Especially let's start at it's James chapter 5, in verse number 13. And if you can see, probably can't see it on the camera, but say the heading is prayer avails much, man. So it says, is any among you afflicted? Let him pray. So he said, you going through something, you know what I'm saying? It might be it could be anything, health issues, money issues. It could be mental issues. You might be kind of losing it day by day. You know, you might start to feel like it's a bunch of ways to be afflicted. He said, let him pray. He didn't say, I be seeing these commercials, and I always laugh at them when they come on. They got a new drug every single day for depression. They got a new drug for people who overweight. They got a new drug for this. They got a new drug for that. Antidepressants and all this stuff. But really, all you need to do is just pray on it. You know, like the amount of new drugs, and then 10 years later, they're gonna have that commercial where it's like, did you suffer from taking such and such drug? You entitled to compensation. You know what I'm saying? After they done destroyed your head. Like, think about these drug videos. It'll cure your headache, but then it'll have 15 side effects: internal bleeding, lungs collapsing, seizures. You can't go to sleep no more. Probably gonna need a kidney removed. All of this just to remove your affliction that you're going through. And all James said, hey, let him pray. I'm gonna keep reading. It says, is any merry? Let him sing psalms. Is any sick among you? Let him call for the elders of the church and let them pray over him, anointing him with oil in the name of the Lord. Verse 15, and the prayer of faith shall save the sick. He didn't say maybe. He didn't say probably. He didn't say on a good day. He said, and the prayer of faith shall save the sick. But it has to be a prayer of faith, though. You can't just say, oh, God, you know what I'm saying, my head kind of hurting, kind of get me together right quick. It's not that type of prayer. It's a prayer of faith. It's like, Lord, it's like literally as soon as you feel that headache, you hurry up, you face towards the east, you uncover your head if you're a man. Like, Lord, you know what I'm saying, I feel this migraine coming back. Lord, please fix this for me. I remember the other day, my child was going through something. I was too far away to deal with it. Hey, first thing I did, or I was at work, at my workstation. I faced the east, you know what I'm saying, kind of looked around, make sure nobody wasn't looking around. I sent that prayer up. And long story short, man, my son was good. Now, it wasn't nothing that I did. It wasn't like I went and bought no medicine. I didn't run to Walgreens, run home. No, I sent that prayer up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a living testament to this. I've seen it happen in my own life. This was recent. This was last week. All right, let me finish this off. And the prayer of faith shall save the sick, and the Lord shall raise him up. And if he have committed sins, they shall be forgiven him. Confess your faults one to another, and pray for one another, that ye may be healed. And this is the point. The effectual, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. If you get a righteous man to pray for you, it availeth much. Just imagine. You've been sending up prayers, they don't feel like they've been getting answered. You drop it in the group chat, you drop your pride, you finally be all right. I need brothers to pray over my financial situation, maybe a marriage situation, maybe you ain't seen your kids in a while for whatever reason. If that right person pray for you, that'll get you right out that jam. And I'm gonna get an example of that, and then I'm gonna pass it to the brother. Right, it's Numbers chapter 21. Like the brother said, hey, Moses prayed for the people. And this was a mighty prayer. I mean, it was going down when Moses prayed. Right? This Numbers chapter 21 and verse number 5. And the people spake against God and against Moses. Wherefore have ye brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no bread, neither is there any water, and our soul loatheth this light bread. So the bread that the Most High gave in the middle of nowhere in the wilderness, they said, our soul loatheth this bread. Just imagine that. Imagine your kids saying that. You know what I'm saying? You give them something they didn't ask for, they didn't work for. And they say, man, I hate this bread. I hate this food. They kind of throw the plate across the table. The fork fly that way. The cup of juice spill all over you. Just imagine that. That's what we did to the Most High in the wilderness. And let's see what he did. Verse 6. And the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and much people of Israel died. Now, you got to put this into perspective. You got snakes going everywhere. You got people screaming in agony, babies crying. You know what I'm saying? They bumping into each other, tripping over each other. You got one dude, he trying to step on a snake. The other one trying to run for him. It got him by the ankle. I mean, it's just straight up chaos everywhere. But what did Moses do? Did Moses try to kind of help stomp out the snake? It's kind of anaconda over there. He kind of kicked it in the head. That's not what happened. Let's see what he did. Therefore, the people came to Moses uh, and said, "We have sinned, for we have spoken against the Lord and against thee. Pray unto the Lord that he may take away the serpents from us." And Moses prayed for the people. And the Lord said unto Moses, "Make thee a fiery serpent, and set it upon a pole, and it shall come to pass that every one that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live." Right? And if you go into it, hey, Moses did his thing. He made that pole. And the people who looked upon it, they lived. If you look on the side of the paramedics, that's where they get their symbol from. That pole with them two snakes around it. I mean, they steal everything else from the Bible. Of course, they stole that from the Bible, right? They got that from Moses. Moses prayed for the people. And like it said in James chapter 5, hey, the prayer of the righteous availeth much. The effectual prayer, effectual fervent prayer, right? So we gotta remember, in them times of distress, I know that I'll say that was my last one, but I just started one, right? This is really my last one. Let's go to Psalms chapter 50 and verse 15, because you gotta really understand how important prayer is. Like, a lot of us came out of Christianity, so we think prayer is just, you know what I'm saying, people walk up to the pastor, he got that nasty microphone in his hand, he lay his hand on your forehead, kind of put that nasty, disgusting, slimy oil on your head. I guess that's supposed to be the anointing oil, let them tell it. And then you fall out, they put the blanket on you, and then you just heal. Or you got these Peter Popoff commercials. I don't know if you ever seen that, where you got the Miracle Spring water or something like that. You ever seen that before? Somebody know what I'm talking about, man. Just look up the Peter Popoff Miracle Spring water commercials, man. Where he talking about it's holy water that'll bless you, or something, just something crazy. Listen. It costs $0.00 to send a prayer up to the Most High. I promise you, it's free. And let's just see what David said, and I'm gonna pass it back to the brother. It's a Psalm of Asaph. It's a Psalms 50 and verse 15. And call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. That's why we always say all praise to the Most High. Man, we pray, you know what I'm saying? I pray every morning that my camp have safe travels and good health. So every time brothers make it home, we make it to the new moon, make it home. You got to say all praise to the Most High, because he's the one who did it. He could have easily had the car flip. He could have had a car run into you. He could, brothers got a heart attack, brain. It's a million different things that could have. You could have got pulled over by the police, and now you the next one they got a hashtag for. You know what I'm saying? The police kind of ask you for your license. As soon as you reach for it, pow, they give you the whole clip. But that didn't happen because you send them prayers up. Right? But you got it.
Oh man, prayer is important, man. Prayer is very important. I'm gonna bring this up real quick about what you said, because the right person, you know, a righteous man praying for you, man, that's a beautiful thing. A righteous sister, right? A righteous child, a child throwing up prayer, that'd be mighty, man, right? And a lot of things can happen from the Lord, good things, right? This Proverbs chapter 15, verse 8, the sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord. So you don't want anybody praying for you. You in the world, not in the world, but you talking to people in the world, telling, yeah, I'm going through it, and you pray for me. You don't want them to pray for you. They ain't keeping the laws of the Most High God. They not doing nothing to please the Most High. That prayer, for one, the Lord ain't even gonna pay attention to that prayer. So he not even gonna pay no attention to it. You don't want nobody just telling people to pray for you. And then if they say they're gonna pray for you, they ain't. And they be lying. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you, man, because they not finna do it. And then next thing you wonder why you still in the same situation. Because they have not throw prayers up for you. They do that consistently in the world. They're not gonna pray for their brothers and sisters. They're not gonna do that. You in a bad situation. I can't help you. I'm gonna pray for you, man. Then they go home and freak off. Don't do anything. Right? Read on, it says, But the prayer of the upright is his delight. The prayer of the upright is his delight. And when he hears that prayer, man, a lot of things happen. You get that job. Hey, I remember that's how I was able to get a job, man. I was, going through it, and told the brothers like, hey, man, I don't know what it is. Hey, it is what it is. This what the Lord doing. But pray for me that I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, I get the job the same day. The same day. Because a brother or brothers prayed for me. And I got a job that same day. It took 30 minutes. Literally 30 minutes. And that's a sign right there. Brothers always want to search for a sign. That's why Yahweh Shah cut them up. They're always looking for a sign. It's plenty of signs that the Lord do. Ain't nothing is a coincidence. You get your car quick. You was sick, but the next day now you feel better. Signs right there, man, to let you know this truth is real. Let you know the Most High God is real. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah is real, man. Throw those prayers up. All right. Let me get Galatians chapter 6, verse 2. All right. It says, bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of a Mashiach. So you got to bear one another's burdens, right? That brother going through things, you talking to him, you know what I'm saying? Throw a prayers for him. You bearing his burdens. You don't want to be listening, give him precepts, and then that's it. I mean, like, that's it. You just give him precepts. Yeah, that was the Lord, man, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll throw prayers for him. What kind of man are you? What kind of sister are you? Right? Because you ask him to pray for you. That's really selfish at the end of the day. You tell everybody to pray for you, but somebody drop their prayers, you don't pray for them at all. Right? But you always throw prayers up for yourself, but not for another brother. That's selfish. That's very selfish. So you got to bear one another's burdens. Right? I'm going to bring out another account of Moses as well, because he prayed. Matter of fact, let me get Samuel. Because Samuel said a mighty thing, and we have to have that same spirit, right? 1 Samuel chapter 12 and 23, right? Moreover, as for me, right? I'm gonna start at 20. And Samuel said unto the people, fear not, ye have done all this wickedness. Yet turn not aside from following the Lord, but serve the Lord with all your heart. And turn ye not aside, for then shall ye go after vain things, which cannot profit nor deliver, for they are vain. For the Lord would not forsake his people for his great name's sake, because it have pleased the Lord to make you his people, right? And just the same spirit, brother, letting you know what's up. Hey, man, I'm going off. You know what I'm saying? I'm this and that. I'm going off. Hey, through the spirit, hey, brother, it's okay, man. All praise to the Most High, mercy and grace. You confessing this to me. Now you got to put away what you're doing or what you're going off from. And let's see what he says right after that. Then he said, moreover, as for me, God forbid that I should sin against the Lord in ceasing to pray for you, right? And he said, God forbid that I should sin against the Lord in ceasing to pray for his brother, for the nation, right? That could be a sin to the Lord. You being selfish. You're not praying to the Most High God, man. You're not praying to the Most High God to help a brother, help a sister, or help your family. Even make folks in the world as well. That the Lord continue to have mercy upon them. Even though he has mercy on them now, a certain type of mercy on them, the Lord would never forsake his people, but you have to pray for them as well. Pray for the whole nation. Because, hey, we can't be selfish in this thing. Yahweh Shai wasn't selfish to a certain extent, because there's some people he didn't want to heal. Hey, but majority, if they would have got it, all praise to the Most High, right? Reading on, it says, but I would teach you the good and the right way. Right? So through the spirit, we be telling, through the spirit of the Most High, telling brother the good and the right way. Right? But are you finna cease to pray for that brother? Because Samuel said, God forbid that I should sin against the Lord and cease to pray for you. Right? That's a sin if you don't pray. That's selfish, man. We know not to pass you the ball. You know what I'm saying? You selfish. We know not to pass him the ball. Don't get him the ball on the wing. Don't have him take the ball up, bro. He not finna give it up. He is not finna give it up. That's the same thing when the brother got all this knowledge and wisdom and he ain't trying to share that. Brother, why you sitting upon that, man? How somebody's gonna learn? How somebody's gonna turn from their way? Unless you pray for them or you say the wisdom that the Most High God gave you, because that's not for you to sit on. But you gotta.
Like he said, man, we ain't dealing with no type of, you know what I'm saying, no G balling in the truth, man. Ain't none of that. Ain't no big eyes and little U's. We not doing that. You feel what I'm saying? The Lord said, the greatest among you shall be a servant. Feel what I'm saying? Like, if you so high and mighty, I believe that was in Galatians. Let me get there right quick. I was looking at it when the brother was reading it, right? Hold on a second. Got the brother back in there. Let me go back to that. So let's talk about if a man think himself to be anything, he is nothing. It says, it's Galatians chapter 6. I'm gonna start at verse 2 and drop down to verse 3. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. For if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. Don't be that one who, man, hey, I just pray. I used to kind of have that spirit where I wouldn't really pray for other people. You know what I'm saying? I just pray for myself, and I assume that everybody else is just, hey, they praying for themselves, so we all good. But you can't move like that. If you're supposed to love your neighbor as yourself, you can't be that man who deceives himself. You can't be that man who thinks himself to be something. Like you got a lot of camps, and we ain't gonna say no names. They say if you ain't in a camp, you ain't the elect. You ain't getting in. The Lord not dealing with you. That's an off spirit to have. Hey, regardless you WFI, you ABC, you GHI, you XYZ, I don't care what your camp 3 letters is. At the end of the day, we all brothers and sisters. We're supposed to pray for each other. It didn't say Moses prayed just for WFI. It didn't say Moses prayed just for IUIC. Samuel didn't just pray for GMS. He prayed for his entire nation of people. Right? So I want to get this in Tobit. Right? Let's get a good example of before I get Tobit, I'm gonna get James chapter 4. Then we're gonna walk back to Tobit, right? James chapter 4. And as you see, James was big on prayer. Right? It's a whole nother different chapter, but it's still talking about prayer. It says, it's James chapter 4 and verse 1. From whence come wars and fightings among you? Right? He trying to figure out where is all this contention coming from? Come they not hence, even of your lust that war in your members? Ye lust and have not. Ye kill and ye desire to have and cannot obtain. Ye fight and war, yet ye have not because ye ask not. He said, ye have not because ye ask not. Like, you can't be that person who's too prideful to ask for help. You feel what I'm saying? If you can't even ask a brother for help, I know you're not going to pray for him. If a brother can't ask you for help, I know you're not going to pray for him. You kind of, you know what I'm saying, you text your phone, hey, you know what I'm saying, that was a mighty breakdown you did. What was that one verse? You kind of look at the text, kind of put your phone down and roll your eyes. That is the wrong. No, we is not doing that, man. Because you never know. The Most High could have set that up as a test just to see what you was going to do. You know what I'm saying? You don't know that, brother. What if that was Samuel asking you a question? You kind of just blowing off saying, like, that's David. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the 12 apostles right there. That's Paul who just asked you that question. What if it was an angel who asked you? And that angel kind of off. That's how you feeling? They kind of wrote that down. Took that back up to the Most High. He like, oh, okay. That's how he moving against my angels. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to remember, if you don't ask for it, you're not going to get it. I mean, it's really that simple. You might need, like brother was saying, about the job. Hey, don't be too prideful to ask brother, hey, pray y'all, you know what I'm saying, I'll make it through this interview. Hey, if he wouldn't have prayed for that, he might not have got it. Most time might be like, oh, he don't want to ask me for it. All right, cool. He ain't getting it then. You know what I'm saying? My mama used to tell me when I was little, don't be afraid of the answer you got before you get it. That ain't the way she said it, but that's just paraphrasing how she used to say it. Like, I used to be kind of, I think she finna say no. So, like, I don't really want to ask. But she used to tell me, you can't move like that. You have not because you ask not. You'll be surprised what you can get if you just ask for it. You know what I'm saying? I was just reading a story about somebody. They wanted to buy an island or something. It was on Twitter for like $1 million or something like that. I think it was like 1.8 million. And they said as a joke, they asked the person would they take, I think it was 100,000 for it, which is way less than 1.8 million. They settled on 200,000 and he got what he wanted. Simply just asking. Just ask. If people in the world understand that all you got to do is ask, how much more do we have to understand that all we have to do is ask? Right? I'm going to get what Yahushua said, and then I'm going to jump into Tobit right quick. It's Matthew chapter 21. And this is verse number, start at 19. And when he saw a fig tree in the way, he started 18. Now in the morning as he returned into the city, he hungered. And when he saw a fig tree in the way, he came to it and found nothing thereon but leaves only, and said unto it, let no fruit grow on thee henceforward forever. And presently the fig tree withered away. And when the disciples saw it, they marveled, saying, how soon is the fig tree withered away? So they just didn't understand how that was possible. Like, it was crazy to them. Yahushua answered and said unto them, verily I say unto you, if ye have faith and doubt not, ye shall not only do this which is done to the fig tree, but also if ye shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea, it shall be done. Here's the point. And all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing, ye shall receive. It's from the Lord himself. You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing. Hey, you got to ask. If you're not in the camp, you just kind of new to this thing and you trying to figure out like, hey, I'm kind of individual, like it ain't really working. You got to be able to get down on your knees and ask the Most High, hey, please bring some brothers or some sisters in my life that I can study with, that I can keep the new moon with. That's a mighty thing to pray for. You feel what I'm saying? Ask the Most High, hey, help me to be a better brother. You know what I'm saying? Last time I kind of said something, he kind of felt offended, and I kind of knew I was wrong. You know, I pray you give me favor in that brother's eyes, so he don't hate me, or he don't feel no type of way. You feel what I'm saying? These are mighty things to pray for. Like, I do prayer requests every week for the camp. It's certain brothers, they ask to be a better servant. They ask to be a better husband. That's indirectly praying for your wife. Because if you're a better husband, that means your wife can be led better. If you're a better leader of the camp, that means that me and everybody else who's a part of that camp, we are being led better. We've been led more in righteousness. You feel what I'm saying? If the Lord just said, if you believe enough, you can cast a mountain into the sea. How much more? I mean, if you can cast a mountain to the sea with a prayer, what do you think if you just pray, hey, I just pray that all the brothers have a mighty new moon. I pray that this brother wife who finna have a child, that she deliver that child with good health, and that they both, you know what I'm saying, make it out of there okay. I had brothers pray for me today to get a certain spirit off of me. And it's almost like as soon as I sent it out, and brothers like, yeah, I got you. Brother hopped in a fast with me and everything, right? This is how we gotta move with each other, right? If praying for somebody is probably the highest form of love that I can think of. I mean, brother can correct me if I'm wrong, but to take the time out of your day to pray for somebody is it's not a light thing. Like, when you was in the world, how many times did your homeboys pray for you? How many times did that woman who you was DMing talking to yourself on Instagram, how many times did she pray for you? I remember a brother who told me, it was a sister he was talking to. He was courting, and he told me, she said she prayed for him, and it blew my mind. Listen, even the world ain't praying for nobody. Let me tell you, for a woman to not only pray for you, but to tell you, hey, I prayed for you. I'm praying for you. You know what I'm saying? That's a mighty thing. I could just see in his face. His face just lit up. That's like prayer. I'm gonna get this one last precept. I'm gonna get Tobit later, right? I'm gonna pass it back to the brother after this. Let's get 2 Thessalonians. Or 1 Thessalonians. Sorry. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse number 17. It says, pray without ceasing. 3 words. That's the whole verse. Pray without ceasing. Never stop praying, dude. Pray. I don't care if you think about a prayer while you sitting at your desk at work. I do it all the time. Run to the bathroom right quick. A prayer don't have to be 30 minutes. This ain't church, bro. You can send up a 3-second prayer. You know, Lord, help me with this job interview. Lord, you know what I'm saying? Help me convey my words properly on this video so that the people can be edified. Lord, I pray that this brother, he going through it. I pray you lift his spirits. You know, I pray that you help this brother get his job. I pray that you help this brother get his car fixed. I pray that you help such and such wife. Like this just happened recently. Brother asked for prayer over another brother wife who was in the hospital. Hey, them prayers got sent up. You know what I'm saying? And because of them prayers, we believe, like the Lord said in Matthew 21, if you just believe, it's going to happen. It didn't say maybe, not probably. It's going to happen. But the brother got it.
It's definitely going to happen, man. You don't want to be praying and your faith is wavering, like James 1:5. All right, let me bring that out real quick. Because, yeah, like the brother brought out, that was just, that's the spirit, you know, 1 Thessalonians 5:17. That's not just talking about just praying for yourself, it's for the nation, man. I mean, you got to pray for your brother. Don't be selfish, right? The Lord see that. You never know. You could be asking, when is he going to pray for his brother? When is he going to pray? It's always him. Damn. I just let you know what that precept means. Now you want to know another precept? Okay. Not saying this is what the most actually saying, but with us, man, you know, on a carnal level, we do that, man. We be, dang, you asking for, dang, what else, brother? What about me? The brothers do that. What about me, man? Now I'm steady doing this. You know what I'm saying? Brother, start getting out of the spirit, man. Right? But you never know what the Most High thinking, man. You always praying for yourself. Pray for the nation. There's somebody out there dying slowly. I mean, decaying, man. He's dying, man. All right, pray for that brother and that sister. Right? This James chapter 1:5. It says, "If any one of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh, that give it to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him." Right? Hey, that ain't gotta be always. That could be for another brother. He lacking wisdom. Right? The brother may know the precepts, he not applying them. Right? Hey, let me bring this out real quick. Salaki, this gave me Job, right? Because this can happen to all of us. This actually cut me, you know what I'm saying? This Job chapter 4:4. It says, I'm starting at 3. It says, "Behold, thou hast instructed many, and thou hast strengthened the weak hands." Right? And brothers instructed many. Brothers had a time when you instructing a brother or a sister, right? And it said, and thou hast strengthened the weak hands. Brothers was weak in this thing, right? Brothers had a time when the Most High, you know, trying you getting afflicted, you weak. You come towards a brother, or a brother come towards you, and you strengthen his hands. And you instructed him through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And then it says, thy words have upholden him that was fallen, and thou hast strengthened the feeble knees. But now it has come upon thee, and thou faintest. It touches thee, and thou art troubled. Right? So we have times when we instructed brothers and sisters, help a brother out. Now you're not even doing it for yourself, right? Now you end up telling the brother, you know what I'm saying? Hey, he end up doing a prayer for you. Now you applying the precepts. You know, it goes hand to hand, right? So a brother may lack wisdom, and you may let him know through the spirit. You got to pray for him as well too, if he's lacking anything. We not 100% perfect. We trying to strive to be. So we always got to pray to make sure we reach that high level and master ourselves as men and women, right? So I'm gonna go back to James, right? Verse 5, it says, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that give it to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. He give it to all men liberally, like the brother was saying. He's not finna, like, you have faith in that prayer, you believe, not for your own lust or anything of that manner, whatever you praying for. But when you praying for the brother and you believe, praying for your family, you believe, hey man, the Lord will give it to you. Hey, it's gonna be handed to you, right? Especially when you putting forth the action. right? But when you praying for somebody, your mother hit you up, hey man, you know Shalom, he in good spirits. Hey, brothers, pray for him, man. And then he also put in the effort as well. And the spirits, the angels lift him up, man. Right? But let him act in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he should receive anything of the Lord. The Lord let you know. You ain't gonna receive anything if you like to see waving to and fro, right? You throwing prayers up for the brother, you barely believe them prayers gonna be heard. That's madness. What was the point of you even throwing up prayers if you don't even have faith in that prayer? But more of the story, pray for your brothers and sisters, man. Right? This book of Luke, chapter 18, verse 1. And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint, right? Not just for yourself, but for another brother. Israel is going through a lot, man. We the nation with the most depression in America. Israel, Yasharala is depressed. They deal with mental issues. They going through, relationship problems, and even in the truth, they going through it, man. We have to throw up prayers for one another and that we endure, because wickedness increase. The fifth seal is next. We don't know how we going to react when that happens. We don't know anything. Yes, we in the truth. We got on fringes. We ain't eating no pork, right? We going to camp. Brothers teaching. There's some brothers that haven't teach. Now they teaching now. Hey, brothers increasing this thing. Yeah, cool. But, if you're not praying for the nation that we endure, hey, man, we don't know how we going to react, man. And increasing faith. Pray for brothers to increase in faith. Especially if you know a brother ain't got no faith or a sister don't have no faith. Especially the sisters. They got it. They got it. It's gonna be tough. You know what I'm saying? So they definitely need that increase in faith. But we don't know how we gonna react when Jacob's trouble hit. We don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be crucial, right? But I'm gonna read that again. It says that men are always to pray and not to faint. So we always gotta pray, man. We always gotta pray for one another, right? I'm gonna go to Ephesians chapter 6, verse 18. Right? Ephesians chapter 6, verse 18. It says, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. It said for all saints, man. For all saints. Who are the saints? Let's just bring that out. Let's go to Psalms 50, man. Who are the saints, man? It ain't Esau. We know that. It ain't the Elamites. Damn sure ain't him. This is the book of Psalms chapter 5, verse 5. 50, verse 5. Salakia. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. Right? Who are those saints? That's the children of Israel, man. It said, I'm gonna read that again. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints, man. Hey, you gotta pray for all the saints for that's in the body, man. Because we don't know. You may have to pray for another camp. Brother brought that out. You might have to pray for them. Sakari, damn. You damn. You gonna have to pray for GMS. You gonna have to pray for a lot of camps, man. Cause at the end of the day, you put on fringes, right? You not eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You teach. Keeping the law to the best of your ability, and you out there teaching it. Hey, when that fifth seal crack, hey man, that's the time when we all in this thing. Camps don't matter no more. So we gotta pray for each other that we don't faint and we endure, and brothers not dying behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? But bring that out.
Hey, brother, bringing it Almighty, man. It's like, listen, you gotta redeem the times. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta measure the time diligently, like the Lord told Esdras. I mean, this thing is going down. Like in the time of Esdras, it was 10 and a half parts passed, and there's only a part and a half left. That was, I don't even know how many years ago. All them things that was prophesied back then is coming to pass now. They talking about World War III right now. Russia just said the United States. They was just saying something about the United States. Hey, they gonna start World War III. You feel what I'm saying? You got all of these different countries. I'll follow it all day long. If there's ever been a time to be praying for not only you but for your congregation, for your family who's not in the truth yet, but they kind of heard it a little bit. They might hearken to it, but they ain't fully jumped off the porch like they say, man. Now you got to be willing to jump off the porch. See, we jumped off the porch. You know what I'm saying? We waist deep in this thing. Ain't no turning back. Ain't none of that. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I kind of miss. Oh, girl kind of was cool, but I had to give her up for the truth. I'm kind of send her this text right quick. Hey, man, she gone. You feel what I'm saying? Your friend's gone. You know, your parents, they already, they didn't mouth you to your aunties, your uncles already. Ain't no going back. You know? So, we all we got. This brother's all I got. Amongst a bunch of other brothers, but y'all get what I'm saying. I gotta pray for that man. You over here. I gotta pray for that man. You know what I'm saying? That man has to pray for me. Hey, it might be something he see going on with me that I don't see. It happens all the time. You feel what I'm saying? You think Peter knew that Satan was on him when Yahushua told him? He thought that was just him. Like, no, they ain't finna kill the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine. This like your brother. This your best friend. It's like your big brother. And he's saying, hey, I'm gonna have to die for this truth. If you're not spiritual, if you don't understand the prophecy, you'll be like, man, what are you talking about? You might kind of get mad, might want to fight him almost. You feel what I'm saying? But Yahushua understood, hey, no, that's Satan on you. That's trying to get me from fulfilling this prophecy that I got to fulfill. Hey, you might have a brother who's trying to stop these prophecies from getting fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we got it. Once the elect sealed, it's a wrap. Once that famine of the word, you will be surprised how many people don't want the famine of the word to come. How many people don't want the fifth seal to kick off? Like, they want to be saved, but they don't want that part, though. They just want to skip past the Jacob's trouble. They want to skip past the person, like the brother said about that video earlier. They want to skip past all that. You got to pray that that spirit don't hop on you. Because you're really telling the Most High, I don't want your will to be done. And that's one person, you don't want to get in his way. Let me tell you. You do not want to be that man who's trying to go against the will of the Lord. Don't let that be you. All right. So I want to, one of the mightiest prophets in the Bible is Esdras. And all he ever did was pray for the next. If Esdras never was selfish, like if you really read Second Esdras, he was talking about all of us the whole time. He was grieved. I mean, this man was going on fast. He was weeping. He was mourning so bad. The people thought something was wrong with him. Brother kind of came to him like, hey, what's going on, Esdras? He kind of sent them off like, no, I'm kind of talking to the Lord right now. I mean, steady praying for his people. I'm going to get one of them accounts, right? This Second Esdras chapter 8 and verse number, we can get right to the point. Verse 15. Verse 14. If therefore thou shalt destroy him, which was so great labor was fashioned, it is an easy thing to be ordained by thy commandment, that the thing which was made might be preserved. Now therefore, Lord, I will speak. Touching man in general, thou knowest best. But touching thy people, for whose sake I am sorry. He didn't say, touching Esdras, I'm sorry for myself. God, why did you put me in this position? You bogus. You wrong. You going on. Hey, how dare the Esdras say the Lord going off for not protecting him, for not hearing him? But that's not how he was moving. He said, but touching thy people, for whose sake I am sorry, and for thine inheritance, for whose cause I mourn, and for Israel, who I am heavy, and for Jacob, for whose sake I am troubled. Therefore, this is the kicker right here. Therefore will I begin to pray before thee for myself and for them. Esdras prayed for himself because he's an Israelite and the rest of the Israelites. That's how we got to move. That's how we have to move. All the prophets prayed. All of them. If you go through the Psalms, it's basically just David praying over and over and over. If you read them, I've been reading the Maccabees lately. Judas Maccabeus praying over and over and over that all of them can overcome in war. So how much more us? Hey, I don't know about y'all. I ain't never led no army into battle. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, one day I can do that, but that ain't something I done. Yet these men was going into war. I'm talking about real. This wasn't like today. They got them drones. You know how they got the drones now. You can be halfway on the other side of the earth, kind of press a button and go to war with something. It ain't work like that. You rode through on horses. You in bad breath distance with a sword, and it's you and that man across from you. That's how they went to war. So how could you not pray, hey Lord, please be with us? It was going down. It just like we can't really fathom 20,000 people versus 20,000 people. This ain't no one-on-one fight. You might be fighting 2 people. You might be fighting 3. If the Lord not with you, let me tell you, you're gonna perish. It's over with. If there's a reason in the law, it literally says that the officers have to give a certain speech before we go to war. They have to encourage the people. You can't just be on fire and all your people behind you kind of like, I don't know, man, they kind of deep. You know what I'm saying? What if we move like that when the Ishmaelites, when the Palestinians came up against us? You know what I'm saying? Hey, we was there. Let me tell y'all, we getting bottles thrown at us. You know, it's at least, I mean, if you had to put a number on it, it's a couple of thousand of people. And it's what, 30 of us at the best? And yet not one brother ran. Not one. Because before that, we had certain men who will not be named, but certain men in leadership who was like, hey, we ain't doing none of that scary stuff. We here to represent the Most High. And that, especially for me, that refreshed my spirit. Like, man, look, we represent the Lord. I'm gonna get this. Let's see what David said in Psalms chapter 3. Right? Because like I said, Dave, I mean, if you read about David, you want to talk about a warrior like Jake, you think you a G. Jake, you think you tough. You think you like that. Read about David. Read about Judas Maccabeus. And let me tell you what a G is. You know, taking city. You ain't never you might have took over a trap spot. You might have took over a street corner. I bet you ain't never took down a city. I guarantee you ain't never done that before. Right? But let's get what David said in Psalms chapter 3 and verse I'm gonna start at 5. I laid me down and slept. I awaked, for the Lord sustained me. I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people that have set themselves against me round about. Right? He said 10,000s of people. I ain't gonna be scared. I got the Most High. How dare you not pray to him? How dare you not pray to him? Didn't the Lord have the sun sit in the sky for a whole nother day just because Joshua prayed for it? Didn't Moses heal all his people from the fiery serpents? All he had to do was pray for it. The brother just brought out Samuel. We just went into James. I mean, 3 different chapters he's talking about praying. Paul was teaching about praying, told you to pray without ceasing. I mean, the list goes on and on. Prayer works. You know what I'm saying? One thing we can't let happen, we cannot let the Christians have more faith than us. Because let me tell you, one thing a Christian got is some faith. They really believe that running around that nasty church and falling out and speaking in what they believe is speaking in tongues, they believe that the Lord is hearing that. Don't let them have more faith than you. They don't know nothing about praying towards the east. They don't know nothing about women having their head covered when they pray. They don't know nothing about actually loving their neighbor as they self. You praying for somebody is praying for the next person before you pray for yourself is loving your neighbor as yourself. Right? I want to get let me see. I want to get one last account. Where is that at? Right. Brother kind of swiped my precept in James chapter 1. I ain't gonna lie. I was definitely finna go to that. You know what I'm saying? Not having wavering faith, but it's cool though. Let's go to the Lord. Let's go to Matthew. Right. Let's go to Matthew. Let me see. Matthew chapter 7 and verse 7. This is what I wanted earlier. It says, ask and it shall be given you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. Right? You might be in a position where you, let's say it's an office in your camp. I had this happen a couple days ago, where a brother saw I was struggling with something. He hit me up like, "Hey, I want to kind of help you out with this." I didn't ask for the help. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking to get counsel, but him seeing that I was slacking in something, he reached out to me like, "Hey, I'm gonna help you." He lifted my head up, man, through the Spirit. We gotta move that same way, right? Because prayer, see the thing, prayer, like you don't have to be face to face with somebody to pray for them. You don't have to text them and let them know you prayed. You could just send that prayer up here, never know you prayed. But to reach out to a brother, to let him know, hey, I'm here to help you. I'm here to be there for you. That's a mighty thing, man. So how much a prayer don't even require that. So how would you not pray for your brother? Right? It says, for everyone that asketh, receiveth, and he that seeketh, findeth, and to him that knocketh, it shall be open. Or what man is there of you whom, if his son ask bread, will he give him a stone? And that's a rhetorical question. If your child say, Dad, I'm hungry. If your child say, Dad, my brother is starving, is he gonna give you a pen? You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna hand you a book bag with nothing in it? He gonna kind of just tell you, hey, be healed, no more hunger. No, that's not how the Lord moves. However, hey, you gotta ask to get it. You know what I'm saying? If you see that this brother is lacking, and let's say his discernment is just not there, he's just doing things that's just not expedient. How dare you not pray for that brother? I had to do this. I had to pray for a brother, man. I seen he was slacking in something. I prayed to the Lord, hey, please improve this brother on this. You know? And you think the Lord won't reward you back for that? You know, I'm gonna get this one last thing in the book of Sirach. All right. One last thing in the book of Sirach. Let me find what I'm looking for, man. Because like I mean, we can go all day about prayer, man. It's so important. You have to pray. You have to make sure that you're praying, man. This is what am I looking for? Sirach. This is Sirach chapter, I believe it's chapter 1. Here it is. It's Sirach chapter 4 and verse number 31. It says, let not thine hand be stretched out to receive, and shut when thou shouldest repay. Don't be that one sending prayer requests like, hey, brothers pray for me on this, brothers pray for me on that. Then as soon as I drop my prayer request, you kind of look at it and you just kind of go about you keep scrolling in the group chat. You kind of slide up on your phone, you close out the messages app, you get back on Twitter, looking at whatever you was looking at. You got, hey, if you're gonna receive it, you gotta give it, man. If you want people to pray for you, you going through, man, listen, I be going through it. I don't know. I can't speak for nobody else, but I be going through some things. I be needing some prayer, man. It be a lot of situations I just don't know how to get out of. And I need this brother Shema Wall to pray for. But when he send his situation to me, I gotta pray. Just if he jumped up and prayed for me, I gotta jump up and pray for him. Right? But you gotta.
That's right, man. Brother bringing it out. Hey, I thought you was gonna get out Matthew chapter 5. I'm gonna bring it out though. I thought you was gonna go to Matthew chapter 5. Right? This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 44. Right? It says, but I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. I mean, what enemies he talking about? All right. He's not talking about you pray for Esau. Right? He's not telling you to pray for the Edomites and the Moabites. You know, let's see who the enemies is. Because the Lord wants you to pray for the people who despitefully use you. And I'm pretty sure a brother can name a story when their own brother used them. Use them, man. Right? I'm gonna go to Michael.
I got a testimony, let me tell you.
Go ahead.
Man, look. This, I'm gonna make it quick. It was this brother I was working with, man. This is way before the truth. Probably a year and a half for the truth. I was working at Walmart, right? Me and dude kind of hit it off. As soon as he started working there, we was cool. That was my guy, right? We working. He ain't had no car. I used to take him home every now and then. Not every day, whatever. So this one time I'm at home, it's damn near midnight. I'm at the crib chilling. He hit me like, hey, you can kind of give me a ride. I'm like, yeah, I didn't ask for nothing, none of that. He offered to pay me a dub. He offered to pay me $20. I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I didn't tell him this, but I was gonna do it anyway. Like, I didn't ask you for nothing but cool. Kind of give him a ride. That's the last time I ever spoke to that man. Now tell me why. Why would you do that? What was the point of you didn't burn the bridge with somebody who would jump up at damn near midnight, go to the suburbs out where it is not safe for me to be at no damn midnight, and you will burn your bridge like that, bro? It's just for what? But that's Jake for you. You got it. You got it.
Yeah, my alarm came up. I didn't know what's going on. But yeah, Kanye, see that's for what? It's just for what? Hey, you gotta pray for that brother, man. You don't know what the hell he going through behind closed doors. You don't know what his mind. Satan can be manipulating him so much. That may be the next video, manipulation. Cause whole time we be manipulating ourselves, and we wanna, we gonna say that for the next video, Lord willing, right? But you gotta pray for brothers, man. Cause I'm gonna bring this out, Micah chapter 7 verse 6. We gotta see who the enemies is, cause yeah, the other nations is our enemies. But you got to understand that we still under these curses. We still under these curses. We still killing each other. So let's see through the precept who our enemies is. This is Micah chapter 7, verse 6. For the son dishonoreth the father. The daughter rises up against her mother. The daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies are the men of his own house. Hey, your enemies could be in your own house. It could be in your own nation. Right? Your own body, man. But the Lord said you got to pray for them. They use you. They persecute you. Right? Hey, you gotta pray. You gotta pray for them. The Lord didn't say, yeah, I know it's eye for eye, tooth for tooth, but the Lord brought the spirit of how to deal with your brother. It's another way to handle things. Right? You don't always have to just body slam somebody or put them in a triangle choke, right? Or cuss them out. You got Eve. And I know Eve, we got to pray for the sisters that they have an actual true sisterhood. Because it's hard for Eve to get friends out here, man. It's hard to even get a true sister. They go through a lot, the gossip and things of that manner. And a lot of things, all hell will be breaking loose with the sisters, man. So we got to pray for them as well. So, but the sisters, you can't always want to just, talk crazy about a sister and want to pull her hair and, just all type of pull a nose ring and punch it. Like, he get down. Our sisters get down, man. Right? Alone if it's in righteousness, you do that to Esau and them, but not to your own sisters. It's another way to handle it. You got to pray for them. They got spirits on them. We all got spirits on us. That's why we got to pray for each other, right? But I'm gonna bring out. I got one more precept. Let's go to. Let me see. All right, I'm gonna go to Luke 18 again. All right, through the Spirit. It's the last precept. All right, Luke 18 again. All right, just an example. All right. Right, this is the book of Luke, chapter 18, verse 10. Right, the Pharisee and the publican. Right, yeah, they may be, they praying for themselves. But it's the what can I say? What word I'm trying to use? But it's the for one, not humble. Two, it's just all I can think about is just wicked. You add another brother in your prayer, but you saying that you not like him or you not like others, which is madness. That's madness, right? Pharisee, you don't want to be a Pharisee, right?
Hey, that's wild. I ain't.
You add another brother in your prayer. That's what he did. That's some Jake stuff.
That is off.
That brother there, that's off. You should be praying for him. If you know he like that, you should be praying for him. That's how Jake get down, man. Dang, he got Esau just told him he fired. I'm God, I ain't that brother. Brother, that could be you. That was in the hands of the Lord. The Lord could do that to you, brother. You better pray for him for the Lord reverse roles. Because next you saying that he may get a job next week and you fired next week because you had that type of spirit, man. All right. This is the book of Luke, chapter 18, verse 10. 2 men went up into the temple to pray, the one a Pharisee and the other a publican. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself: God, I thank thee that I am not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this publican. That's madness. That's madness. You literally add another brother in your prayer, but you're not praying for him. You glorifying yourself that you're not like him instead of praying for him. That's madness. God forbid that's a brother out there doing that. God forbid that his brother's exposing people, exposing somebody in the body, righteous judgment, but at the end of the day, you ain't praying for him. Hey, that's madness, man. He said, or even as this publican, man, that's madness. He said, or even, and he felt confident saying that. He felt so mighty saying that. We got to think about this, man. Think about the times when you probably prayed and had a bad spirit and you felt so mighty saying it. You know what I'm saying? You probably, hey, that's why we got to examine ourselves, man. That's madness, right? Or even as this publican. I'm praying and the brother Mawasar going through it. And all praise to the Most High. I'm glad I ain't stressing like that, brother Mawasar. That's off. That is off. It's a locket, but that's off, man. You don't want to be a Pharisee. Oh, man, I'll pray to see how about you have a shot, but you don't want to be like that, man. Right, verse 12, it says, I fast twice in the week. I give tithes of all that possesses. Yeah, you fast twice a week, but one of those fasts ain't for that brother, right? You never even thought of fasting for a brother, but you think about other things, you giving tithes in that manner. It could be all for lust, just to justify yourself. Right, verse 13. And the publican standing afar off would not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven, but smote upon his breast, saying, God be merciful to me, a sinner. Right? So obviously we see the two different spirits, in this example that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua presented to us. We don't want to be like that Pharisee, man. You ain't praying for brothers, but you add a brother in your prayer because he may be going off and you saying you're not like him. You don't want to be like that, right? But yeah, you got it out.
And that's crazy you said that that's the spirit, because I was looking for this precept in Sirach, and it made me think of it. This is Sirach chapter 8 and verse 5. It says, reproach not a man that turneth from sin, but remember that we are all worthy of punishment. You got to understand, like a lot of times we'll look at Jake in the world, Eve in the world, you know what I'm saying? They come up to camp looking all kinds of crazy. I mean, Eve don't be having no clothes on. Jake might be strung out on dope. He might be drunk. You know what I'm saying? He might be extra aggressive and angry. You are no better than that man. I'm not better than him. Only thing I got was the spirit sprinkled on me. That's it. What separates me and him is the fact that the Most High was like, okay, I'm gonna give this man some wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. I'm gonna pick him up. I'm gonna lift his head up, right? And I can go to Sirach chapter 11, verse 14. It says, hey man, y'all gonna learn this book of Sirach code, man. It's Sirach chapter 11 and verse 14. It says, we start at 12. Again, there is another that is slow and hath need of help, right? The people come up, man, they need help. They need assistance. Let me tell you, we got a brother at camp, man. He be having holes in his clothes. You know what I'm saying? He be kind of just out there begging and walking up and down the street. His hair look crazy. That brother need help. It says, wanting ability and full of poverty. Yet the eye of the Lord looked upon him for good and set him up from his low estate and lifted up his head from misery, so that many that saw it marveled at him. Ain't that what the Lord did to us? Listen, I don't know not one brother who came from a rich household, or you was somewhere in the Hamptons, you know what I'm saying? You somewhere in Beverly Hills, and the Lord kind of brought you in this truth. Hey, brothers come from the hood. We come from nothing. Brothers, some certain brothers come from foster homes. Certain brothers, hey, they bounced around from their friend's house to their grandma's house. Certain brothers, hey, they going through financial troubles, and you know what I'm saying. Certain brothers in their 40s, they still struggling to hold down a job. Those are the people that the Lord deal with. Right, and I'm trying to stop bringing precepts, but they just coming to me. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. Right, let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 3, chapter 1, and verse number 26. Is one of my favorite precepts. 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 26. For ye see your calling, brethren. He's talking to people in the truth. How that not many wise men after the flesh. Listen, ain't nobody out here from the Mensa Society. You know what I'm saying? Nobody out here with a 200 IQ according to Esau test. None of us was the top engineer at NASA, the top engineer at Tesla. Man, look, I'm from the north side of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I don't have a college degree. I graduated high school, all praise to the Most High. I work a regular job. I ain't come from the NBA, the NFL. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that you will find particularly spectacular according to the world standards. You know what I'm saying? We got other brothers. Hey, other brothers in Milwaukee. I ain't the only one. They grew up on Center Street. Anybody from Milwaukee, you know, you grew up on Center. Like when in John chapter 1 and verse 45, when he was like, "In any good thing come out of Nazareth," dude, that's Center Street. That's Milwaukee. You mean to tell me the Lord came off of Center Street? The Lord came off the east side? And the people from Milwaukee, y'all know what I'm saying, man. Yes, he did. Yes, Mawasar came from the north side. Yes, Shamawal came from Chicago. Yes, other brothers came from the slums of LA. The dirty, nasty Detroit. Oh my God. If you ever been to Detroit, let me tell you. And it's mighty brothers out there. Mighty readers, mighty teachers. Right? I'm going to keep reading in 1 Corinthians 1 and 26. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. But Yahweh have chosen the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. You know what's confounding to the wise? You got some N-word telling me that I'm not the real Jew. And he's showing me in that quote unquote holy Bible, as he says it, that he's the real Jew. He's showing me that Christ was actually a black man. He's showing me that Jeremiah said he was black, said the Jews were black. Job said his skin was black. Who does it? That's confounding. Hey, we got 8-year-old kings in the Bible. That's confounding. You mean to tell me you 8 years old and you a king? Like not just, you know what I'm saying? We kind of throw the word around, oh, pick your head up, king. How you doing? No, a literal king with a crown and a throne and servants and handmaids and butlers. A literal king. That's confounding to the wise. You feel what I'm saying? So, and that's just a little quick exhortation for the people. Man, look, the Lord didn't pick you. The Lord picked you because you were not noble. Didn't he tell? Okay, last precept, and then you got it. All right, this is my last one. I promise you. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 7, and let's see why the Lord picked the Israelites in the first place. This Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Here's the point. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you because you were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people. The Lord, contrary to Christianity belief, Catholic belief, Muslim, Buddha, whatever, the Lord deals with the underdog. The Lord has never, ever dealt with the number one. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't dealing with the 2016 Warriors. He was dealing with the Cavs. The Bucks. Oh my God, dude. Before Giannis, the Bucks was garbage. I mean, mediocre. I don't think we had one before 2021. We hadn't won since like the 70s. You feel what I'm saying? And now look at us. And I use that reference because you have to understand we are the Bucks. You feel what I'm saying? The Bengals just finally made it far into the playoffs a couple years ago. We are the Bengals. That's who we are. The Israelites. The niggas, the spicks, the wetbacks, the porch monkeys, the jigaboos, the soup cooler lip having black people and Hispanic people, you know what I'm saying? The natives that they make so much fun of in the cartoons and the movies. They even had an NFL team called the Redskins. The people who are held in derision, the people who are looked down upon, like he brought out in Luke chapter 18, this publican. That's how they look at us. That's why the Lord chose us. That's why the Lord picked us to be that, to confound the wise, like it's saying in 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 26, right? So we can't forget that. The Lord picked our entire nation because we was the underdog. How much more are you? You know what I'm saying? Your mama laughing at you, or you be out there on that corner with that weird stuff hanging off your shirt. Your girl kind of crack a joke. Oh, you be out there screaming. You on the corner. You embarrassing me. My mama and them rode past y'all in front of that Walgreens. She sent me a video. That's embarrassing. When all eyes is against you, hey, guess who picked you because you were so low? The Most High, right? Didn't Yahushua say that he came to heal the sick? He said, those that behold need not a physician. He didn't come for them. He came for us, the brokenhearted, the poor, the forgotten about, the trodden underfoot, right? But I yield with that. The brother got it. That's my last precept.
Khan, that was mighty, man. The Lord only deal with the underdogs. All right. I love saying it because it's true. He don't pick nobody that was, hey, the Lord choosing simps, sodomites, broke, but I don't want to say it, but broke niggas. He choose them too. He choose the harlots. He choose them, the soft brother that don't want to fight. He choose the lowest of the lowest, man. He chose Adam out of the dust, right? Hey, out of the dust. Israel starts from the bottom, man. We it ain't no coincidence why Drake say that, right? That's the spirit. His father's an Israelite. You know, his mama is a Amalek, you know, but he is an Israelite. Started from the bottom, man. We started from the bottom. This is why the heathen don't like us. Because they do all these experiments and treat us like lab rats and, you know, throwing polluting the air and the food and doing all this type of stuff. And we make the best of it. For one, it's all of the Lord. So the Lord not gonna cast off us. The Lord literally say he's not gonna forsake his people. Right? So hey, that's why we still here, man. And through prayer as well. Right. So this is the last precept, right? This is the book of not Sirach, but Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9. It says, two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. See that? So brother going through it, sister going through it, right? They going through it together. They throwing up prayers, but you know things. The Lord hear that prayer, but hey, you need a boost, man. Throw up prayers for that brother and sister, right? Sisters, throw a prayer for your sisters. Throw up more prayers for your husband if you're not praying enough for your husband, right? Throw up those prayers, because it said two is better than one, because they have a good reward for their fall. For if they fall, for their labor, Salakia. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he have not another to help him. And we have help. We literally in a congregation. We in a congregation with I don't know how many brothers. Damn, we got a certain amount of camps that can start a damn league. Right? We can start a football league. We can start a basketball league. Damn. We can start hey, we a big, congregation, other congregations as well. That's, huger than us, you know, and we got help. So you have to pray for one another. That is help. That's better than picking somebody up carnally. You picking somebody up spiritually by calling on the name of the Most High God, right? And having those angels lift them up through the spirit, putting them back on fire, right? Having him get out of situations that he don't even think he can get out of. have him be able to fight a demon he didn't even think he'd be able to beat. But the angel strengthened him through your prayer. And next thing you know, he defeating that demon, man. Then you see the glow on his face. Not because of you, because of the Most High God, but to the fact you prayed, because you don't want to get proudful. You see that I did that. But the Lord did that, man. You don't want to be like that Pharisee. Yeah, I ain't all praise to the Most High. I'm not like that brother, man. Yeah, you say that. You gonna be like that brother. Since you said that. You got that type of spirit. But all praise to the Most High. You see the topic is pray for one another, man. Gotta pray for one another. Hey, we don't know. Hey, that fifth seal coming, man. Jacob's trouble is coming, and we don't know yet. We gotta pray that we're gonna endure. If you ain't gonna pray for a brother to get his situation good with hey, pray that he endure to the end. You ain't got no prayers, Lord, when the brothers are sending him in a group chat or send them on email, whatever. We got prayers for the body, man. Because we don't know if we just don't know how we're going to react. That's why we should pray for brothers increase in faith in the body and sisters and what is as well. Right. All praise to the Most High. Want to get all honor and glory to the Most High God Yahweh, Bashem, Hamashah, Wamalak Yahweh Shah, Kwam Yashrela, Shalom.
Shalom.